Okay, so first off, welcome to 10-Step Lead Conversion System. I'm so glad that you have decided to either attend this for the first time or if you're coming back because you are thinking, maybe I could learn a little bit more. Or what I find is that I have to hear things several times. I have to hear things over and over again because what happens is you will retain probably 6 to 7% over the next 90 minutes. So there's about 90% or more of information and material that you are going to forget. So I do highly encourage you to come back and watch these webinars over and over again. When you first hear something, it makes sense, you're learning, but until you actually practice, do, and track, you never really get to that point of mastery. And mastering something takes years and years and years. So don't think that you can hear this once and then become an expert. I have been working with these programs and actually tested exactly what I'm going to lay out for you today over a 6-month period. And that was really done to make sure that it worked before I got all behind it and started to teach others. So I do know that this program works. I do know that it's a process. I do know that it's not everything is a win. And so you have to have the right mindset, and that's what I'm going to hopefully help you accomplish today. The right mindset, good habits, good techniques, and the ability to grow and change as you need to. So please feel free to ask questions throughout the webinar. I will look over to the question bar periodically every 10-15 minutes so that too much time doesn't lapse in case there are some questions that are pertaining to what I'm exactly covering. And then at the end, I will make sure that all your questions are addressed. Please feel free to contact me via email, hollyfogle@remax.net, or you can text or call me if you have my number. So we have somebody asking right off the gate, where do we keep all the information? So I'm going to show you where you can find these videos. I do get a lot of questions about I can't figure out where to get it. Right now, the screen that you're viewing is Main Street. Main Street is where all the associates in the entire globe, see right here where it says 101,903 associates in 6,800 offices, nearly 100 countries. This is where the whole planet comes to get resources from Remax International, Remax Corporate, or Remax LLC. That's where we pay our $400 to. This platform is not specific to your region. You are part of a regional office called Remax Mid-States and Remax Dixie. So it's a second layer. So everything that's up here is done by Remax Corporate, people that you may have met or may never meet, may not even know. There's another Holly there, Holly Odom, that's not me. I work for a Remax office in Atlanta, Georgia. So these are done specifically for your region. So they are going to be housed in your local Leadstreet account, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So there are great resources on here. Let's see, I can only see... so you should be able to see Main Street. Is everybody else seeing Main Street right now? Should not see this. That's the go to webinar screen. You might need to refresh your screen, but everybody should be seeing Main Street right now. I need to know if that's accurate. Someone is not seeing. Introduction page, no. Let's see. Oh, maybe I didn't hit share screen, huh? How about now? See, I love technology. Thank you, everybody. Can everybody now see Main Street? All right, so here we go. Let's start over. Of course, I'm recording all that fun stuff. That's all good. So here we are on Main Street. So Main Street is where everybody goes. So you have a regional spot, and your regional spot is specific to the area you live in. So you're either part of Remax-Mid-States, Remax-Arkansas, Remax-Louisiana. Those are all regional sites. So these webinars are not going to be placed on Main Street. What I do want to show you on Main Street, and hopefully everyone understands how to log in by going to remax.net to get to your regional site. You always want to go to remax.net, put in your username and password to come to this screen. This center page here rotates. So every 7 to 10 days, they change this little section in here. This is, to me, one of the best resource centers. So I encourage you to come to remax.net daily. Notice here, how to generate client feedback in 6 steps. The must-attend luxury event of 2015. Look at this, discounts on CRS. $10 off if you want to get ABR. Remax Innovation Showcased. Great. Congratulations, Remax Innovation. New mortgage education resources for consumers. These free tools will help your clients make informed choices. Huge opportunity for you to take these guides and use these, or even this link, to use these to promote yourself and your service. So I love this little home screen. I love the fact that they change it out with all kinds of great information. So again, I encourage you to go to remax.net, log in through there, and as soon as you click this My Leads handshake, you'll be leaving remax.net and you'll be going to your regional site. So today I am working in an agent's account that's down in Louisiana or Baton Rouge, somewhere down there. So when I click on My Leads, I am no longer on Main Street. See here, top left corner, we are now on Leadstreet, and we're in your specific account. And you'll notice up here, it's Remax-Louisiana, the intranet of the regional site. So all the videos that I'm doing for your region are located under the right-hand side. Now, your main page might look a little different depending on which state you're in, but you should all have a Technology Training on Demand tab. And when you click on that, if you'll scroll all the way to the bottom, now there's tons of resources in here for you, so make sure that you come in here regularly. But if you scroll to the bottom, here are the webinars already. Okay, and you can just click this link and then it'll ask you to register to view it, put in your name, and then you're done. So these are all recorded. So I'm recording today's session, so there'll be 2 of these Leadstreet 10-step conversion systems. Okay, so hopefully now everybody knows where to find these webinars after they're done. I've also asked the region just to send them individually to each agent so that you have them just in your email. So I'm not sure if they'll be doing that or not. So fantastic, welcome, here we go. We're going to get right into this. Lots of great content. I encourage you to, if you're following along and have a laptop and you're watching this on a screen, fantastic. If you're not, please take some notes, have some sections of must-dos, find out more. I do tend to speak a little bit quick, but I will try to make sure I go through and answer all your questions, if not during it, at the very end. So today is all about the 10-step lead conversion. What I love about Remax and Leadstreet is that we have this unbelievable tool with built-in steps and resources that if we follow, we have a 70% greater chance at converting internet online inquiries than any other system that's out there through any other company. I don't care. Nobody can show me anything more powerful, and I've tried to do a lot of research, and I get a lot of salespeople calling me trying to sell Remax members unnecessary tools. Everything you need is built into this system. That's why I'm so passionate about it, because we're already paying for it. Okay, so the intelligence between Leadstreet and our website is worth millions of dollars to you. But you have to understand how to tap into it. And that's what I'm hopefully going to show you today. Okay, so I'm sure a few people have been suckered into some outside resources. Thank you. So I'm sure that this sentence has probably come out of everyone's mouth at one time or another, or you know of an agent that has said this, or you've secretly thought it and maybe didn't say it out loud. And the sentence is, internet leads are no good. Leadstreet leads are no good. Zillow leads are no good. And if I could see everybody right now, and I asked by a show of hands, who has heard, said, or thought that, every hand would go up. What I want you to walk away today with is understanding that every internet lead is unbelievably awesome, incredible, best opportunity in the entire world. You need to have that mindset, and I'm hoping after today you will not only have that mindset, but you'll totally understand that it's true. The internet lead is a phone call. So when you start to think about the internet lead like a phone call, have you ever received a phone call that was bogus or weird or stupid or bizarre? Yes. Have you received a phone call that you didn't say the right thing or didn't follow up, and so you lost the opportunity? Yes. Have you ever had a phone call that was a referral and they just ended up that they couldn't end up buying? Or they were a referral, they were all committed to work with you, but then the deal fell through on their job transfer. Or oops, now all of a sudden they're getting a divorce. Of course. So when we make blanket statements like all internet leads are bad, or all phone calls are bad, or all referrals are good, they're just not accurate. And we're setting ourselves up for failure. So the biggest problem with internet leads is it's an agent problem, not an internet lead problem. So it's never the consumer's problem, it's the agent's problem. So I'll probably be calling a lot of people out on stuff that, and it might be uncomfortable, you might want to disagree. I don't care. The numbers to me don't lie. So everything I'm going to say today, you can challenge, you can not agree with. I'm totally cool with that. But I'm the one giving the webinar, and I'm the one that's seeing the proof in the numbers from the people that are actually doing what we teach. So it's all in the act of doing. So if you're coming onto this type of a webinar to get knowledge, this will not help you in your world. This is a learning-based training program that requires action on your part. So that's the depressing part, right? We want the computer to be able to do everything for us. Unfortunately, real estate is face-to-face, nose-to-nose, belly-to-belly, and it always will be. So my goal is to help you get in front of more people. If you can get in front of people, you'll make money. You will never make money through the computer alone, period. It's not the kind of business we're in. So when everybody wants to try to sell you technology to make it seem like your world is going to be on fire and you're going to have the best world ever if you just pay somebody $29.99 a month, forget it. It doesn't exist. That's the first thing you have to realize, is that you control your destiny by the actions that you take, the persistence that you have, the confidence that you display, and the enthusiasm that you exude when you're reaching out and talking to consumers and clients, period. It's all in how you communicate that makes you either a superstar salesperson or a very skinny, hungry salesperson. It's all in your communication, period. Nobody has a magic pill. Nobody knows any other secrets besides you, that they're more successful because they have some kind of secret. Doesn't exist. Leadstreet can be the secret for you. So let's dive right in and talk about a little bit more about the client tab. Okay, so we're going to spend a lot of time in the client tab today. And when you click on client, and I am making assumptions that you already have a pretty good understanding of what you have in front of you, that you have a complete CRM, you have all your contacts in here, and leads flow through here. So I'm not going to be explaining about how leads are routed. I've done that in the other classes. So you have to have that level of understanding to get the most out of what I'm going to be teaching today. When we click on the client tab, you'll notice we just have contact list, groups, message, notifications, and then it does link to top producer. Let's just explore a little bit in our contact list here, some of the search functionality that you have, okay? So when you pull up your contact list, you'll notice that on each page, there's 13 pages of contacts in this particular account. There's 20 contacts to each page. Okay, so I can just kind of filter through. It's going to put it in alphabetical order by last name. That's the default when you click on the client list. I can click through pages. It's just going to take me 20 to a page. Boom, boom, nice. Okay. I can also click on any of these top links here, and it will sort it like an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so notice a couple of things that are displayed here. Class, which is short for classification, and then group. It'll give a check mark if the particular client is in a group or not. And the reason that's important is because you can send people emails based on the group that they're in. And they can be in multiple groups. So it's not going to display a group name here because they could be in like 15 different groups if you want them to be. Classification will only be one letter at a time. They can only have one letter at a time, and I'm going to show you a really great way to use the classification system after today moving forward. So we have clients and non-web clients. We have web clients, and they'll have a picture of a computer next to their name. And then we have what we call non-web clients. So one of the first things you need to understand is that if someone comes in with a picture of a computer next to their name, so notice Jory Baum, if we open up Jory, look at all the tabs that appear now from left to right. The 10-step system is taking leads and going from left to right and performing a task on each of these little tabs, which all comprise contact number 1. Okay, so when you get a lead, and we're going to actually go through and do this, when you receive a lead from Remax.com or Zillow or Trulia or your regional site or your personal website, the lead comes into this platform, and then you have to perform certain tasks. So the 10 steps, you might end up saying, you know what, I'm cutting out that step, I'm cutting out that step, but I like this. You might end up making this a 5-step system. So you'll customize this to make what you want. I teach the 10-step because the 10-step is what I did for 6 months, and I was able to convert 13 leads. So 13 leads in 6 months is pretty darn good. So what we want to do is we want to talk about all these. And if they're a web client, if there's a computer next to their name, it means that I can click on all these tabs. And what that means is that I now have two-way functionality between my website and Jory Baum. So when Jory Baum goes in and she's a web client, meaning that her email address is not in anybody else's Leadstreet account, she has a dashboard that has been created on my personal Remax website. Okay, so let's just think about that. I put Jory's email in, or I accept her as a lead. She gets put into my Leadstreet account. A dashboard has now been created for Jory on my Remax website. That dashboard and all her activity stays in my activity button in my Leadstreet account on the back end. So when I open up Jory Baum and I come over to view my property finder, look what happens. It opens up, and pretend I'm Nancy today, it opens up my personal Remax website, and it pulls up the dashboard of, look at the top, Hello Jory. So Jory's dashboard, which is where Jory would go to do searches, go to my website, get a trends report, any of that, her dashboard is connected to the back end. See how I'm toggling back and forth? Of my Leadstreet account. So everything that Jory does on my personal website is tracked in the activity button. That technology right there is worth about $500 a month. The intelligence between our website and Leadstreet is worth $500 a month. We pay $400 a year. You are positioned to have such an advantage in the marketplace when you start to grasp the two-way connectivity between the client's dashboard and the public website and how it connects to your Leadstreet account. And you only have that two-way functionality if you put their email address into your Leadstreet account before another Remax agent grabs their email account. So they're either a web client or a non-web client. Right, Thomas just said that's huge. That is way bigger than huge. It's the first step for you to be a billionaire in real estate. I'm telling you, I get so passionate about this because it's so misunderstood, underutilized. It's not grasped because everybody thinks, oh, I just want a CRM that launches plans. No, you don't. You want to have the ability to know what people are doing at all times and keep them connected to you through your website. That's what this is all about. It's about getting leads to now be connected to you through your website. Okay, so if I come to the clients, and let's just go back. If I click on this little computer, this is going to bring up everybody that's a web client, which means I have two-way functionality with all these people. If I pull up the Rolodex, that means that I have their email in here, but they're either, like, this is a duplicate. They're either in someone else's Remax account, and if you'll scroll down, it'll show you this contact has a My Property profile associated with another agent. Only one profile can be active. Now, I can still email this person. See how the email button is still active, but I can't be notified. This button doesn't work. This button doesn't work. File archive doesn't work. And notice there's no view my property finder, because I can't have two-way functionality with someone's dashboard if their dashboard is already with another Remax agent. I can email them. I can keep notes about them, but that's it. Okay. So third-party CRMs like Top Producer are like flying blind. I totally agree. Absolutely. There's no connection to anything when you're using something that doesn't attach to your website. So one thing I do want to just point out is you're putting your clients in. If you've taken my new agent onboarding, within 48 hours, you better have every human being you know in your Leadstreet account. But let me just show quick, because she actually has some duplicates. When you click on Client List and scroll down, you can click on the Manage Duplicates button, and that'll pull up any duplicates that you may have, and she had a few. So I'm just going to merge those. Okay. So back to the client. So let's go ahead. What I want you to do, if you've been with Remax for a little while, or even if you're new, you're going to want to do this. If you're going to want to do this throughout each couple of months, okay? So if you're not following along, I want you to take notes. I want you to click on your Leads tab, and I want you to come down to this second line where it says Lead Performance Report. I want you to click on View Report. And in here, it's going to show you how many leads you've been offered because you're part of Remax, okay, for free. So I'm going to click on the date. I'm just going to put in a date range. I'll go back. You can go back as long as you want. I'm just going to go back a couple of months. Remember, you're being offered leads from Remax.com, your regional site, Homes.com, Zillow, if you're a Zillow agent, and then your own website. So a lot of people don't realize how much activity you can generate from your own website. So here I went back to July 1st. Nancy's been offered a total of 12 leads. 5 of those were hot, and 7 were activity leads, which means they didn't actually ask for an appointment or request additional information per se, but they were active on the site. They registered. They wanted to see more information. So you'll see here that she got 2 from Remax.com, a Zillow Connect, Remax.com, agent website. She had some come just from her agent website. So when I look at someone's lead flow, to me, out of 12 opportunities, if nothing else, these 5, if they were looking to buy and not rent, should absolutely easily be clients. Now, whether or not they can end up closing is totally different. So the biggest problem I hear people say is they consider lead conversion a closing, and that's a huge mistake. Converting an internet lead means that you got voice-to-voice or face-to-face or both. So you have to get voice-to-voice or face-to-face before anything in the world is going to happen to you in the world of real estate. You will not show homes, close a home, get paid without meeting the person in person. Not going to happen. Now, every once in a while, lightning strikes and someone will buy a house sight unseen, but that's not going to be 99.999% of your business. You're going to have to meet these people face-to-face. So that's a conversion. Just like if you get a referral, if you sit down, have a client consultation, meet with them, and then boom, turns out, oops, I really don't have a job, and then they can't buy, doesn't mean that all referrals now are going to be bad. Doesn't mean that you didn't have a good conversion. It turns out that they couldn't perform. So first thing you have to realize is that a conversion is voice-to-voice or face-to-face. And if I were to pull up this Statistic here, out of 12, easily 7 to 8 should be a working client. Those are the percentages we're seeing. 70 to 80% we're able to get voice-to-voice, face-to-face, and to see whether or not we can assist them. And then we have our fallout from there. Some you'll never get to respond. Okay. Now, the reason that agents say internet leads aren't any good, there's two reasons. One, they don't respond within 5 minutes. So just go ahead and look at yourself. If I were sitting with an agent who's like, oh, these 12, none of them are good. I could pull up the most recent one, 99. I could pull this up, see what they provided. Okay, we got a name, an email address, and they at least gave us the city and state. Come to activity. They viewed a listing on Remax.com, so they've actually never been to Nancy's website because they came in, looked at one property, shows you exactly where they came in from. If I waited longer than 5 minutes to reach out to this person, guess what? Henry is probably already working with somebody else. That's typically what we find, is that if you wait more than 5 minutes, they've already moved on to another agent. It's not that they're not good. It's that we didn't respond quickly. So if I said to Nancy, hey, what's going on with Henry? Well, I tried to email him, but I never heard back from him. Okay, that's typically what I'll hear. Well, I emailed that. Well, how many times did you email? Well, I emailed twice. I mean, I'm not going to keep hounding him. Really? Well, guess what? This is the depressing part. The money is not made until contact 3, 4, 5, or 6. So if you're giving up, 50% of salespeople give up after trying to contact somebody once. Well, that's why you're broke. That's why internet leads aren't good for you, because you only try to contact them once. Okay, well, no, I try twice. Okay, well, 65% give up then. 79% will even give up after time 3. But guess when you become a factor in a prospect's mind? Not until the 5th contact. So if you're giving up after contact 1, 2, or 3, and you're not responding in 5 minutes, then you're going to have a 1 out of 20% chance of converting. So if you respond after 15 minutes, and I don't even know what you're responding with, so a lot of times it's what you're actually responding with. So if you're either waiting after 15 minutes, or you're giving up after the first or 7 contact, it's going to take you 20 leads to get one that'll convert. So you can do your own self-assessment. Does that make sense? So if I look at Nancy's and there's 12 and she doesn't respond right away, she accepts the lead right away but doesn't do anything until she gets home at night and then tries to reach out to them, and then maybe tries one more time tomorrow, or an automatic ugly long drip campaign goes out, then it's going to take you 20 opportunities before you might have the chance to make a voice-to-voice, face-to-face. So it's typically not the lead's fault. It's the way we're responding to the leads that's causing all our, non-response or failure, for lack of a better word that's not coming to me right now. Most agents are failing because of lack of follow-up and timing. So you have to respond within 5 minutes. And I can hear people right now, oh, well, I get leads in the middle of the night, or I get leads when I'm on listing appointments, or I get leads when I'm in the middle of a tennis match. Guess what? You need to have a better system. You need to have something that goes out within that first 5 minutes, and it can't be one of the long drip campaigns that are in Leadstreet. Like, I would pretend those don't even exist because they're horrible. Every drip campaign in Leadstreet that's preloaded is horrible. I have no problem telling Reliance that. They know how bad they are because they're so old and outdated. People don't read long emails anymore. They know I can smell a drip campaign a mile away. And I have no guilt or remorse by hitting the delete button. So these people are like, oh, well, I have something that goes out right away. Well, it's probably nothing good. And it's nothing that's going to compel me to want to work with you. So you have to develop a system. Every time you accept a lead, the minute you hit yes on your phone, you should have a 2-sentence response that immediately goes to their email. If there's a phone number, send it as a text. It's saved in your phone or it's saved in your email library. And you have to physically hit send. It does not automatically go. Okay, so we got a question. Okay, so if your region has a thank you for registering email that goes out automatically, I don't think those can be turned off if it's something that's done through your region. You still need to send out something that looks like it came from you. I don't mind an auto thing that goes out, thanks for registering, blah, blah, blah. They're going to hit delete, but something else needs to go out that it looks like it just came from you. Like, hey, thanks so much for registering. I'm going to be contacting you shortly at the number you provided. Look forward to connecting. That's it. That needs to go out. That now is not, thank you for registering. Everybody knows they're going to get some kind of automatic stupid thing that comes. They know it's not coming from you. And when people register, when people come in as a lead, they don't know who you are. They don't know who's getting offered the lead. So when we send this thing like, oh, thank you, blah, 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 they have no idea who you are. So you need to be telling them within 5 minutes, hey, thanks so much for registering. Or make it even better. Say, hey, it's Holly. Thanks so much for registering. I'll be contacting you shortly at the number you provided. Look forward to connecting. Boom. That goes out the minute you hit, yes, I accept the lead. Now, if they want to get the can thing first, fine. But now they're going to get something that looks like, oh, okay, so Holly's going to be calling me. Okay, that's cool. Email or text. You need to send that right away. If you're not sending something right away, good luck converting internet leads. You are leaving millions and millions of sales on the table. It's the first thing you have to do. Now, the second thing you have to do is then follow up. So we're going to get through our 10-step conversion. What are the 10 steps that you have to do? So let's dive right in now and lay it out for you. If you have any question about a non-web client versus a web client, I cover that in the other webinar. Reach out to me later because I'm not going to have time to go through it now unless I can get to it at the end. But if you're accepting a lead, they're automatically a web client. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gotten the lead. Okay, so you're only going to get leads that are web clients. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to work this lead. So I'm sitting at home. I get a lead. It says, hey, I look at my phone. Hopefully you're receiving your leads by text message. If you're getting them via email and you don't have a sounder on your phone for every email that comes in and you're just responding whenever, go ahead and don't even set yourself up to accept internet leads. Or you might as well transfer them. Transfer your leads to an agent that knows how to make money and take a referral fee. That's what I would do if I didn't want to work these. There's so much money. There's about $70,000 sitting in every RE/MAX agent's Leadstreet account, untapped because people are not following up and they're not responding quickly. Or you're using drip campaigns. Oh my gosh, I wish drip campaign would go away from the universe. I wish those two words together would disappear forever. Huge mistake. It was great 10 years ago. We have moved on. Those campaigns are not effective anymore at all, period. I don't care. Okay, let me take that back. If you live in a secondary home market and people are not buying right away, I always get in trouble. Drip campaigns are very effective. So I do caution myself. I get excited because I work with people that buy homes right now. We don't live in a secondary market. So you'll have to tailor and take what I say with a grain of salt and make it apply to your world. Okay, so let me just say that for now. So good point made by Marjorie. Anybody with T-Mobile can no longer get leads via text. I'm not sure if it's a statement or a question, although there is a question mark. When you go to put in your acceptance in Leadstreet to get text messages, it does have a note there that says text messages, T-Mobile no longer accepts the STMS format. I had someone just put in their T-Mobile number and test it, and it worked. So I'm not sure. I did hear that. So if that's the case and you have T-Mobile, go in and test it. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, then I encourage you to turn your phone back on every time you get an email, or figure out a way to have your emails notify you when it's coming from the Reliance platform. So there's a couple of options that you may have to just do some digging and research to find out. But I'm telling you, if you wait more than 15 minutes, internet leads are not going to be good. You'll probably be saying a correct statement. And the reason is because they're already working with someone else. That's why. Half the time that people don't respond to agents is because they're already working with someone else, because that agent didn't respond quick enough. So I receive my lead. Here's my lead. I get Henry. Henry comes on my phone. I'm driving, or I'm at a listing appointment, or whatever. I look down. Oh, excuse me one moment. Everybody else is multitasking. Your clients are on their phone while you're talking to them about the CMA, for crying out loud. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you looking down and say, oh, excuse me, and go ahead and reply to that text. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with that, fine. Leave your phone in the car and just let the lead go to somebody else. That's totally fine too. But if you don't accept it right away, then just don't even bother accepting it within the first hour or 2 hours that you have to accept it. Let it go to somebody else, because you're probably not going to convert it anyway. Honestly, you're probably not going to convert it anyway, so you might as well let somebody else, try. So I hit yes, I'm going to accept the lead. The minute I hit yes to accept the lead on my phone, it comes back with what they looked at, what property they registered on, their name, email, and a phone number if there's a phone number. So I immediately get that. I'm on my phone. I say, okay, here's their email, no phone number. Okay. So I'm going to email from my phone. I'm going to email Henry the canned email message that's sitting in my notes. I go to my notes on my phone. I hit copy. I go to Henry's email on my phone. I hit paste. I hit send. Henry gets an email, maybe one from the region that says, thanks for registering. And then he gets another one. Hi, it's Holly. Thanks so much for registering with RE/MAX. I look forward to calling you shortly on the number you provided. Can't wait to connect. Whatever your short message is, can't be more than 2 sentences, period. That immediately goes out. Now, maybe I am at an appointment or whatever. Maybe I'm sitting right at the computer. I come in. I say, okay, here we go. I'm going to go through my 10 steps. I open up the profile. No phone number. First thing I want to do is I want to code him in a group called Lead with No Phone Number. And I'll show you why that's important later. So I now have a lead with no phone number. I'm going to put them into a group because I always want to know I can work a bunch of leads at one time that don't have phone numbers. Okay, and I can pull up all my leads with no phone numbers and send them a certain message trying to get a phone number. If I know there's no phone number right out of the gate, I know that every email I send from now on is going to be what? I'm going to be asking for a phone number because he didn't leave one. Now remember, your first message that goes out should automatically just say right there, I'm going to be contacting you at the number you provided. We don't even know if he provided a number. Who cares? We're assuming he provided a phone number. So I come in and I say, okay, first thing, he's going in my group with no phone numbers. If there's a mailing address here, I'm going to go ahead and mail him a business card and a personal note. So anybody that does Buffini, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The personal note, power of a handwritten note. Nobody does it anymore. I'm going to go ahead and handwrite him a quick note. I'm going to have that note already made out. I'm going to have 15 blank note cards that inside say, thanks so much for registering with RE/MAX. I look forward to working with you. Here's my business card. And then when I get somebody that filled this out, because you'll be shocked at how many people do, I'm then going to put at the top, hi Henry, and then it's already signed. Then all I have to do is fill out the envelope with their mailing address. Perfect. So, and again, it's not going to happen often because sometimes people fill out that, sometimes they don't. We don't know. Okay, so now I come over here. If there's no mailing address, I come to the next tab. Next tab over, activity. This is going to tell me in the top left corner the history of Henry. Henry was created on 9/9. He was on Remax.com, and he looked at a listing. This gray button box over here is activity summary. It's going to show me exactly what he did. He looked at one listing. He looked at one unique listing, and that was it. He didn't save a favorite. He didn't save a search. He didn't run a search, and he didn't submit a form. If he had submitted a form, there'd be a number 1 there. And if you scroll down, everything that's in this activity summary box is displayed below. So when it says total listings viewed, that'll show up here under website activity. If they saved a favorite, that would be located a little further down, favorites. If they submitted a form, it would be right here. If they saved a search, it would be right here. But see, those all say 0. So the only thing that I'm going to find as I scroll down is the listing that was viewed. Now, was he on Nancy's website? No, because he doesn't know who Nancy is. He was on Remax.com. Not all the time, but every once in a while, when someone comes in and views one property, what do you think that means? If somebody comes up and all they did was they registered, but they looked at one property, typically, now not all the time, we never make blanket statements. We try not to make too many assumptions. But a lot of times they may live in that neighborhood and they saw a for sale sign and they were curious what the home was listed for because maybe they want to sell. So when you get an internet lead, don't assume it's a buyer. We don't know. A lot of people, there's 2 reasons people go to a real estate website. They go to search homes or they go to find out what their home is worth. So we don't know what we got yet. Typically, people that are looking to sell may just be trying to find out what someone else in the neighborhood is listing for. I don't know that to be true. Just saying. So I come in here and I say, okay, so he was on Remax.com. Well, I want to get him off of Remax.com, and I want him to start getting property updates from my website, from Nancy Lovejoy, not from Remax.com, where he can see anybody. I want him to get to my website, and I want properties to automatically end up in his inbox. What we're doing here is we're taking away the need for them to go to any other website by sending them properties from our website. We're stopping their need to search elsewhere so that they can start to get property updates from me, Nancy, so that as I'm sending him emails, I'm starting to become relevant in his mind. Because I know that it's going to take more than 3 contacts. When you get a buyer that's looking for homes and is pre-approved or fully approved and has a deadline, you're probably sending them properties from the MLS. We're going to do the same thing, except instead of using the MLS, we're going to use our mapped out website, which provides them information the way they like to see it. See, they don't like to see the data that we send them from the MLS. It's not consumer friendly. They like to see properties like on Zillow, like on Remax.com, like on Trulia, and that's what our website looks like. It's going to even look more like that come the end of the year. It's going to look just like Zillow. I mean, it's going to have so much search functionality. It's going to be incredible. So I immediately want him to start getting properties from me. So I'm going to come in here, and all I care about, I'm going to make 2 assumptions, city and price range. I'm not trying to find Henry's dream home because I haven't even spoken to Henry. I don't know if he's looking to buy or looking to sell. I have no idea yet. All I know is that he looked at one house in Baton Rouge for $344,900. That's all I know. I don't care. I want him to start seeing my face regularly when another home comes on the market in Baton Rouge between $325,000 and $350,000. I'm just going to do like a $25,000 or $50,000 price range. I just want him to start seeing my face. I'm still going to be trying to reach out to him via email, but I want properties to just start ending up in his inbox. Okay, I'm not going to wait for him to come back to Remax.com. I'm not going to wait for him to come to NancyLovejoy.com because he doesn't even know who I am. He has no idea. He's never seen my website. He's never been on my website. I want to attach him to my website by having properties come from my website to him. Hopefully that makes sense. We are going to stop his need to search elsewhere. Doesn't mean he's not going to search elsewhere, but I certainly want to be proactive in sending him properties and finding out how I can help him buy or sell. So I take View My Property Finder. Hold on. And you'll notice at the top left, whenever you're in someone's profile in Leadstreet and then click on View My Property Finder, it's going to open up that particular person's dashboard. Hello, Henry. Make sure that it opens up the person's dashboard that you were in. It's a very good idea to clear out your cookies every once in a while because the website wants to try to save that. They want to hold that person. So I come in here and okay, so now I'm looking at my website on the dashboard of Henry. It says up here dashboard, save searches, favorites, messages. He doesn't have any of that. Well, he's never even been to this website yet. Remember, he was on Remax.com. He wanted to see the inside of a home, so he was forced to register. He put in his information. Nancy got the lead. There was no phone number. I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and attach him to my website. So we click on property and we click on property search. Now, once this main screen comes up, it's a very basic screen search functionality. We have location, bed, bath, price. That's it. It's like, oh, what's so great about my website? Well, the good stuff is 3 clicks away. Now, I can show you how to get 1 click away, but you have to reach out to me later. So you're 3 clicks away from getting to be able to search directly into the MLS. So what we end up doing is we use that little tagline in our emails to people, and we say, hey, thanks for registering with Remax. Now that you're on my website, you're 3 clicks away from searching like me, a realtor. I'd love to show you how to get there. If schools are important to you, you can search for schools on my website. If you want more criteria between bed, bath, and price, search my site. You're 3 clicks away from entering into the MLS. So all these little things that you're enticing, ooh, 3 clicks away from searching like a realtor. I want to search the MLS. I want to get what is the MLS, right? We assume people know what the MLS is. They don't know what it is. So you just put, you're 3 clicks away from searching like a realtor. Search with the power like a realtor. So when I say 3 clicks away, we pull up our search and I'm like, well, where's the good stuff? That's not many criteria. So click number 1 is more options. And some more options do come up, but that's not the good stuff. That's not schools. That's not does it have a basement. That's not acreage. That's not the stuff I want. So now I have to click, ooh, advanced search. That's click number 2. And then it's going to come up and it's going to say, well, what MLS do you want to search? Well, they're going to search. You're always going to tell them to go into your MLS, whatever you're an MLS of. Now, when it talks about here the number of properties, it's referring to this map that's displayed to the left. So if you have a very zoned in map area, it's going to show less listings. If I pull this map out, if I go out a little bit further, now there's 3,500. And you can reset this map through your site builder. So now this is my 3rd click. Now look at all the search criteria that your clients have the ability to search on. Ooh, I just want to look up land. Oh, I want multifamily. Oh, I want to go by city. Oh, I just want to pick a neighborhood. I really like this neighborhood I want to live in. Oh, I just want to search by zip code. Now, some MLSs will let you search by school. Apparently, this one doesn't. We're allowed to search by school in our area. So you wouldn't promote that if you're in an MLS that doesn't let you search by that. If you're able to search by schools in your MLS, you should be able to search by school on here. So look at all this. They can do heating, pool on lot, roofing, style, square footage, waterfront, year built. So they have a lot more that they can search on when they get into your advanced search screen. So clients end up loving it when you show them how to get here. But if you never show them how to get here, your site's pretty basic. It just has location, bed, bath, and price. So unless somebody is pretty intuitive, they would never get all the way to here. You have to educate them. When you have a powerful website, you should want to educate people about how powerful your website is. You should be differentiating yourself, saying, listen, oh my gosh, have you been searching on Zillow and Trulia and all those public non-real estate websites? You're probably getting frustrated. I didn't know if you know, but those really are not real estate websites. Those are marketing portals. If you want to search like me, like a realtor, and pull directly from the MLS, then let me show you my website. Let me show you how you can get in and just search what you want to search for. So we're going to put in the city. Remember, we're just doing the city and price range because we don't even know what they're doing. We have no idea. We haven't talked to them, and we make no assumptions except for city and price range. So I'm just going to go 325 to 350. You can do whatever you want. And I just hit search to make sure some properties come up. They're not going to get this email because remember, everything we're doing right now, Henry could do if he was on our website, but he hasn't been on our website because he's only been on remax.com. So I just run the search to make sure there's some properties. Now I'm going to save it. I could just save it. I don't have to hit search first. So now it comes up and it says, okay, well, what do you want to name the search? Well, if I'm thinking about this, if I'm Henry, and I'm creating searches for myself and saving them, I'm just going to name it the city that I was looking for homes in. Like you might be looking at several different cities. So I'm just going to call it Baton Rouge Homes. Okay. When he gets the email that properties now have come on the market that fit this criteria that we did, the email will say Baton Rouge Homes. So it'll be like, oh yeah, I was looking in Baton Rouge. That's right. But now we have to turn it to go get him emails. So Henry came onto remax.com, registered, looked at one property, and then went on his way. Okay, we don't know what he was doing. We haven't talked to him yet. So I come in and I say, okay, well, once a day or 3 times a week, those are your 2 options. So if you really want to become proactive and you're like, you know what, that's it, I'm going for the kill, you might want to do it once a day. If you're like, I'll try to be nice, I'm not going to bombard them too much, we'll have this email go out 3 times a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can choose. So you're either in stalker mode and you're going for the restraining order, or you're taking the little less approach, I don't want him to opt out, I'll have it go 3 days a week. Those are your 2 options, once a day or 3 times a week. Now what's going to happen is if a home comes on the market in Baton Rouge between 325 and 350, goes off the market, changes price, or changes their photos, Henry is going to get an email saying that there's been a change to the search. So I'm going to hit Save Search. And you'll notice right at the top of the website here, it says Save Searches. Now we have a number 1. If I click on that, this will bring up his little Save Search Center. So everything we're doing here on Nancy's public website is what Henry could be doing if I showed him how to get to my website and how to use it. He's never been to my website yet. Okay? So I just want to get the search in place. I want him to start getting updates. Instead of getting properties from the MLS, I want him to get properties from my fully branded website. And that way, when I start harassing him in a good way, via email, because I don't have a phone number, he's going to be like, oh yeah, that's that girl Nancy. Oh yeah, oh yeah, she keeps emailing me. Oh yeah, and she's sending me property. All right, I guess I better go ahead and let her off the hook and tell her I'm an agent. Right? Or I guess I'll let her off the hook and tell her I really don't need help. Or you know what? I guess I should go ahead and respond. She sure is persistent. She must love what she's doing. She keeps asking me for my phone number. Doesn't look like she's going to go away. You're trying to get a yes or a no out of every single lead that ever comes your way, period. That is your goal. Yes, I need help. No, I don't. I'll take a no all day long because then I know I don't have to waste any time on them. I'm going to keep them on the saved search. If they want to opt out, they can opt out. I don't care. Everybody goes on a saved search, period. Every single human that ever comes to my website gets on a saved search, and I'm going to hound them until they tell me yes or no. If they want to opt out, guess what? They can opt out. They are going to respond to me. It's actually very easy to get a yes or a no. The problem is most agents don't ask for a yes or a no. You're not asking for what you want. It's like, oh, I don't want to, oh, I'm trying to be nice. Whatever. Why? If you love what you do, you should be so committed and so enthusiastic to get this person to want to work with you. You know that you can help them better than anybody else. You know you're the best real estate agent out there. So why wouldn't you exude that? Why wouldn't you just have the whole mentality of, I'm in the business of helping people. They came to Remax.com. They are a warm lead. We didn't force them to go to Remax.com. This is not a cold call. Henry went to Remax.com. I work for Remax. Oh, that's right. I need to make sure that I hound them forever until they tell me yes or no. I'm going to be so persistent, so enthusiastic. I'm going to provide them with stuff that they want that they're going to be like, dang, I think I need to work with Nancy. Nancy's all over it. Nancy knows what she's doing. She's providing me value. She's asking me good questions. She's trying to find out how she could help. I guess I could tell her yes or no. I guess that wouldn't be too much. But is it going to happen on the first contact? No. It's going to be in between here. Between three. Now I will say, I'm happy to report that given the techniques that we're using, the verbiage we're using, and the phone calls that we're using, our style is getting us a yes or no between 3 and 5, not between 5 and 8. 5 and 8 is probably, well, drip campaigns, you probably will never get a response. If you're simply turning on a drip campaign, hoping that the drip campaign will do all your work, then you're probably about as good as the 1 out of 20. I'd be shocked if somebody was getting a good response out of just drip campaigns unless you were getting thousands and thousands of leads. See, I would take 10 internet leads and contact each one of them 10 times, and I'll make more money than the agent that gets 100 leads and contacts them all once. You give me 10 leads that I'm willing to contact 10 times, I will make more money than the agent that gets 100 leads that contacts them all once or twice, period. So easy. We give up too quick, folks. You're just giving up too quick. You're giving up before they're telling you to go away. Just think about that. You're giving up before they're telling you to go away. How many people could say guilty right now? I bet if I turned the mic on and took everybody off mute, I'd hear a lot of, I've done that. Because I talked to so many agents over and over and over again. It's the same thing. I was guilty as can be. I was so guilty of everything that I'm calling people out on, and that's why I feel no shame to call people out on it, because I was so freaking guilty of all of this. If I had had this in front of me, I probably never would be training. I probably wouldn't. I probably would have had so much, and I had fun for the 6 months. I actually do like the training and coaching better, but I'm telling you, I didn't have this until I did it as a test to make sure that I'm like, oh my God, is Leadstreet good? No, Leadstreet is unbelievable if you follow the system. So we have a question. Interesting, Lisa. So if you're in a client and you click on that, you may need to clear out your cookies. If you clear your browser history and go back in, I bet that would clear that up. But if you're in a particular client and you click on View My Property Finder and it takes you to your regional site, not to your personal website, close out everything, go in, clear your browsing history, and try it again and see if that clears it up. I have had it happen. And I think that's the only way I knew how to clear it up. So we're giving up too quick, and hopefully you all agree. And if you don't, and if you're killing it with internet leads and you have strategies, please share. I mean, this is the only thing I've been able to test. I'm not actively selling anymore. So I'm strictly working with agents that are, and I did this for 6 months to test it. That was 3 years ago. So definitely if you have things that you're doing, let's share. I mean, that's what Remax all about. There's enough to go around, and the only people that we're competing with, we know this, is ourselves. We're not competing with any other agents. We're competing with ourselves. So now we have a save search in place for Henry, so I can just close this. I just close the website. I come back. Now I go to the next tab. The next tab over is notices. When I click on the next tab, this is going to let me determine how often do I want to be notified when Henry logs onto my website. Well, if Henry is a new lead and I haven't talked to Henry yet and I don't know who Henry is, oh my gosh, this is the only option that's available. They should really take these two off. It should either be email me every time they log on or don't email me at all. There's really all this 3 times and third. That is from 10 years ago when people used to, my favorite word, anybody that knows me knows I cringe when I hear the word incubate. Back 10 years ago when the internet first became popular and was, really taking off in the real estate world with photos and all that, and people used to use the internet for projects they were going to do 2 years out, which, again, that was 10 years ago, maybe 8. That may have been interesting information. That doesn't mean anything to me anymore. I want to know when Henry logs on the computer, period. I did a whole webinar on they logged on, now what? If you're not following up when someone gets on your website, again, shame on you. If someone is on your website, it is your responsibility to reach out to them. I don't care if even if it was a past client. I don't care. You're in the business of talking to humans. So every time you have an opportunity to reach out, engage, help, if you have the mindset, I'm trying to help people, I'm trying to help people, I'm trying to help people, you'll be a millionaire. But you have to be the proactive one trying to help people, not waiting for someone to say, will you help me? Those days are over. If you're waiting by referral instead of working by referral, if you're waiting for someone to ask you to help them, you're going to be you're not going to have a robust business at all. It'll be rare. I mean, you might, if you've been in business for 20 years and you are now, reaping the fruits of all your labor and, you're getting more calls than you can handle, congratulations. I mean, that's what it's about. I don't find that to be the majority. I find that to be very few. And those few are probably at production plateaus as well. They're at a production where they're happy and they're not really trying to strive. So you have to figure out where you're at. What I love about Leadstreet and Remax is that it's very hard to fail here. When agents are failing at Remax, it's because they don't understand what they have, they're not consistent, and they're not working hard enough. If you understand the tools, use the tools consistently for a minimum of 40 hours a week, work, it's really hard to fail here. You have everything you need at your fingertips. So every time Henry logs in, I'm going to get an email. And I'm going to show you how would he even log in. So change this to be what it wants. Now, when you put people on saved searches and they're your past clients, friends, family, you can have it, don't email me. You don't need to know. You need to know when an active lead is engaging with your website. All your other people, I don't care. I'm not going to talk about the 100 saved searches today because this is just about the 10-step lead conversion system. So I come to notices, I put, yes, I want to know every time he logs in, and then I'm going to hit update clients. You may or may not, I don't think you need to know every time they get a new listing notification, but you might. You might want to know when Henry gets an email, and so you can see the email he got, and you can say, oh, is he going to engage? Is he going to click on the view details? What did he think about it? It gives you a reason to reach out to them. If Henry gets an update tomorrow, which is Friday, and it says, hey, 3 new properties fit your criteria, and he doesn't click on any of them, and I haven't heard back from what I'm going to say to him today, I might want to say, hey, Henry, I set up a personalized search center on my website for you, and I noticed 3 new properties came on today in Baton Rouge. By the way, are you looking to buy or sell? Because see, if I haven't heard from him yet, I don't know what he's trying to do. I'm not going to make the assumption that he's buying. Not if he only looked at one property. All right, so we got a question. So how often should we get leads from Remax.com? That's a great question, and I'll address that in just a minute. So we hit on notices. Now we come to notes. If you are a note taker, so you might be like, sent an email, put them on a saved search, trying to get phone number. Boom. Go ahead and hit submit. You can keep track of what you're trying to do to get Henry to engage with you. Remember, when you get a lead, the first thing you have to think of is, first of all, you need to say, I got an internet lead. Today's my lucky day. I got a new client. I'm excited. That needs to be your first thought. If your first thought's like, oh, it's probably no good, guess what? It's not going to be any good. Don't let negative thoughts cloud your opportunity when it comes to internet leads. Every internet lead is a fantastic opportunity for it to be your lucky day. Ooh, I got a new client. This is great. This is going to be awesome. And then you go to town and you make this a game. You have fun. I'm trying to get a yes or no with Henry. Ooh, how can I get Henry to respond? This is going to be fun. I'm going to find out. He might turn out to be a crazy stalker who can't even buy lunch. Who cares? You're not going to know that until you meet him or talk to him on the phone. You'll never know anything just through the internet. Some will, some won't. Who cares? Who's next? But you have to get a yes or a no. You have to get a yes or no, and you cannot stop until you get a yes or no. That needs to be your mindset. And you should want to get a yes or no because he's the one who came to Remax. He's the one who knocked on our door. He knocked on our door. We're going to answer it. We're going to see if we can help him. You might get him on the phone, and he might be a complete JA that you would never work with. Great. You get to tell him no. How empowering is that? But all these unknown things, oh, I never heard from them. Oh, my God, I never heard from them. You give me any agent's account, and if I'm licensed in that state, I could easily have clients and be making money. There's just no excuse. There's no excuse except we gave up too quick. I know what the answer is 9 out of 10 times why agents aren't converting leads. Lack of speed and not enough follow-up. That's it. That's all it is. This is not hard. You have to be willing to put yourself out there to hear no. I love when people say no. I'm like, woohoo. First of all, it only means no right now. It doesn't mean no forever. And second, I won. I got a conversion. I got someone to tell me no. I mean, you have got to make a game of this. There should not be an issue with lead flow. If you are putting the forms on there, marketing your listings on Facebook, oh, and you don't have to have any listings to market on Facebook. You don't have to have any listings to market through Leadstreet. Again, another reason I love Leadstreet and Remax is you don't even have to have listings to make a bunch of money. I mean, it's that easy. So I'm going to put in my notes, if you're a note taker. Some people are like, I don't even want to step fool with notes. I don't have time for notes. I don't like notes. Okay, good. Skip notes. Then we come and we do an email. We've already saved the search. We make it very, oh, so we just come in here. Whatever your topic. Sometimes I like going back to the activity and seeing what was the address of the house that that dude looked at. So I come here and I click on the listing. Maybe he lives in this neighborhood and this person put their home on the market and he's like, ooh, what are they trying to get for their home? Ooh, it looks nice. Maybe it's your listing. Oh my gosh, that's even better. So I might just take this property address, copy it, or write it down if your mouse isn't crazy like mine is. And then I make that the subject line because they're the ones that came in and registered on that property. So if they see that property in an email subject line, it's probably going to resonate with them at least enough to want to open the email. Remember, I don't have a phone number for this dude yet. So I'm like, I got to get him to respond. So I want him to get an email. Now, remember, he's already going to get a property update tomorrow if something new comes on the market, goes under contract, changes price, or somebody changes a photo. He's going to get an email from me. I'm going to show you what that email looks like in a minute. But I want him to open up my email. So maybe I even do like some question marks. Then he'll be like, well, what the heck's that? I mean, I don't know. You have to get creative. I'm weird. I I say off the wall things, you might be like, oh my God, I would never say that. Great, don't, because we're not all the same. That's what makes the world go round. You have to put your style, your inflection. I have 5 handouts included in this webinar. One is sample emails that you can use, and I'll even caution you on those. The sample emails that I have in that handout are probably 8 months old now. I think now those are too long. So I would look at those and shorten them, make them even shorter. So you're going to talk with your own flair, with your own this. I'm a straight shooter. I like to get to the point. I'm very direct. I'm trying to get a yes or a no. I'm not afraid of a no. They can't hit me through the internet. They can't hit me through the email. So what's the worst that can happen? Right? So I just want to be very conversational with people. I'm into what I do. I like what I do. I work for the best company on the planet. I want to help more people. So if I approach this with I just want to help people. Can I help you or not? Oh my God, I want to help you, Henry. Henry, nobody can help you better than me. That needs to come through in what you're trying to accomplish. And you just want to connect. So I just thought of the question marks, but you don't have to do that. So we just always put their name in. Hi, Henry. Now, remember, what did my first email that went out the minute I accepted the lead from Henry? I immediately sent that 2 little sentence thing that goes to every lead I accept within 5 minutes. Hi, it's Holly. Thanks for registering with Remax. I look forward, or I'll be calling you on the number that you registered with shortly. I look forward to connecting. He's already got that. So now I come in here, I put him on a saved search, and I'm like, haha, no phone number. So I'm not going to sit here and just call him out and say no phone number, but I am. I'm going to say, hi, Henry, I tried to call you, but did not see a phone number on the registration link. Now he knows I'm talking directly to him. This is not canned. Not everybody's going to get a hi, Henry, I tried to call you, but did not see a phone number on the registration link. I really want to tell you more about 14252 Jamestown. If you could spell, it's even better if you can type. Jamestown Boulevard. So here, I'm going to ask a question. I'm not going to, do I know more information about Jamestown? Well, I'll find out if he says he wants more information. Maybe it's my listing and I already have enough information to tell him. So now whenever I see one property, I'm always like, I wonder if they're buying or selling. That's just me speaking from past experience. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do, you do it your way. This is your business. That's what I love about the fact that we're all entrepreneurs and we're all independent contractors, right? I can't make you do something and you wouldn't anyway, right? So make it your own. I do suggest that you make the font larger. I think this defaults to a very small font, and I've asked them to make it bigger. So if you come to font size, just put it up a little bit. So now it's very conversational. I'm not saying, oh, do you need help? Oh, if you need help, call me back. If any of your emails do not ask a question, do not have a call to action, go back and revamp them. If it's just throwing information out to them like, hey, if you need some help, call me back. Well, guess what? They're not going to call you back. Same thing with your voicemails, and we'll talk about the voicemails in a second. But you have to change your thinking. You can't keep doing things the same way if you're not getting a good result. See these people, oh, internet leads aren't good. Well, what are you sending? I look at what they're sending. I'm like, oh my God, you haven't been getting a response? Of course you haven't. This is horrible. You're not even asking them for anything, and you keep doing it over and over and over again. You wonder why you're not getting a response. Well, hello, stop doing the same thing over and over again. If you try this and it doesn't work, well, I'm never going to tell you to say this again. This one actually does work from people that I've talked to. I have a certain subject group of people that I track everything and we talk about everything. So while I give this information out to many, I'm only tracking it with a small group, but it's still a good focus group for me based off of the numbers. And we're having 70% conversion to yes or a no. And then the numbers just vary on what the fallout is. So I know this stuff works. Hi, Henry. I tried to call you but did not see a phone number on the registration page. I really want to tell you more about blah, blah, blah. Oh, are you looking to buy or sell? What's a good number and time to reach you? Boom, send. It automatically adds your signature. We don't overthink it. Now, I'm not going to send this because I'm not really sure what Nancy did. I could look into her history, but sometimes people, unfortunately, will email out of a different account, which I don't recommend that you do. If you're working leads, put them in here, whether they come through Remax or you get a lead from somewhere else. Do everything through these 10 steps because this will keep a history. I could kind of guess because there's been no saved search and there's no phone number. If I go to history, well, so today's the 17th. Okay, so when you guys save a search, this is interesting. When you save a search for your clients, obviously something automatically gets emailed out on your behalf. It's through your region. So every time you're putting someone on a saved search, they are getting this. I wish we could turn this off. Oh, yikes. This doesn't even look like what they're going to get when they get a property finder. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, they're getting something. So this just went out to him. I would also have sent the email that I composed. Hi, Henry. I don't care that he got the property finder. That's fine, but that's certainly not going to compel him to do anything. He's just going to hit delete. So your region, you're going to have to go in and save a search for somebody and see if your region also sends that out. It might not be every state. So I'm not sure. Our region does not do that. So that's just something that we do not have. Interesting. Okay, so Lisa, if you'll send me an email, I'll get with you after this webinar and we'll try to figure that out. So just send me an email so I don't forget. hollyfogle@remax.net. Okay, so I would definitely send the email that I had. I wouldn't let what just went in the history do the work for me because that I'm not going to get anywhere with that. It's fine that it went, but that's not good. I can't let that be the only thing. I have to have a 1 or 2 liner that looks like it just came from me because it did just come from me because I'm looking at Henry's account. Okay, so I do that. I follow through my steps. I come to the bulletin board. I can leave him a message. I can put up here, hi, Henry. Now that you are logged in, give me a so I can help you navigate my website. So he's not going to see this message on the bulletin board unless he's actually on the website. So I'm assuming that now he can see it because he would have to be on the website. And then I may come to File Archive and I could upload some documents. So here we actually kind of use these a little bit later in the beginning it was part of the 10-step, but I don't know if I would have it as my initial first contact anymore. But if you've watched my other webinar, they've logged on now what, or working the system. Working the system would be the next one you want to watch as close to today as possible because it'll really kind of put everything into perspective for you. But you can upload documents. So the dashboard is actually like a Dropbox. Okay, so I can actually choose a document from my website. From my the CFP toolkit. So I could put in the Remax toolkit, that 28-page resource on his dashboard. I don't know if he's buying or not, but for the demonstration, I'm just going to go ahead and upload that and call it Home Buyer's Guide and hit submit. Again, these are all part of my 10 steps. And by the way, you can complete these 10 steps in less than 5 minutes. So all of your contact one for every lead you get should be less than 5 minutes to go through all these steps. Of course, it's taken me 90 minutes because I like to talk. But typically, you can do it that quick. Notice here it says File in Archive, Home Buyer's Guide. Now look what happens when I hit View My Property Finder. Hi, Henry, at the top left. Oop, we have one saved search. And then what's this? We have a message section. So this is our Dropbox. So when we tell them to view all messages, we have, oh, I forgot to hit submit on that last one. I left that message saying, hi, Henry, but I forgot to hit submit. And then here's the home buyer's guide. So now I'm uploading documents into the dashboard, leaving messages, and it becomes a two-way little portal. So it's a little Dropbox. So rather than emailing him the home buyer's guide, I'm just going to put it in his dashboard and tell him to go to my website. Because remember, on your website, you're going to have a bunch of other things that people can do. And they're going to keep seeing you. And everything they click on is cataloged in the activity button in Leadstreet. So if I go, I'm going to delete this now. Actually, I'm going to leave it because we don't know who he is. Who cares? So now if I go back to activity, look at this. See, I saved a search for Baton Rouge homes. It now says that I've saved a search and I ran a search because we did. I went onto his property finder, I ran a search in Baton Rouge, and then I saved it. And it shows it right here. And then when I come down, here is my search and email notifications. I set it up today. Baton Rouge Homes is what I named it. And I said that for him to get the email 3 times a week. I could turn this off if I wanted to right from here. But I'm going to leave it on because I want Henry to start seeing me regularly. And then I want to go and give him a classification. I want to put him under the classification of letter A. Letter A in my world as a RE/MAX agent using Leadstreet, anytime I see the letter A next to someone's name, it means that they are on a saved search. I want to get 100 people or more on a saved search. So if I come up to clients now, and again, you're always working the most recent person, so if you click on last activity, it's going to pull up the most recent person first, although it's not pulling him up. Why didn't it pull up him? I thought he would come up here, but he didn't. Maybe because it's not a hard login. That could be. Okay, so he's going to be on the next page. And we have Henry right here. So Henry, still showing us, it's not cataloging my activity today, but that's fine. So letter A. Anytime we have the letter A, it means that that person is on a saved search. So all I care about, it doesn't, Nancy's doing something else, which is fine. All I care about are letter A's because when I go into my account, I want to see page after page of the most recent people on letter A's. If these are all people that are leads coming in, or past clients, or friends, or family. I want to get 100 people seeing my face regularly. So a past client would be getting updates just on their neighborhood every other Friday. They're not going to get it 3 times a week. That would be too much. They'd opt out. Okay, but you want all these people to be seeing you at different times. So now I come through, and then if I come back, so I gave them the classification. Basically, that is my 10 steps. So I accept the lead. Let's go through real quick. Is there a phone number? No. Now, if there's a phone number, I want you to call it. Now, 9 out of 10 times, they're not going to answer. So if I said to you, why aren't people going to answer? Everybody should be shouting 1 or 2 things. Why don't people answer your phone call when you call them? 1, they could be at work. 2, they might not be in sales, and so they're allowed to screen their calls, and they don't know the number. They don't recognize the number. So you can you can watch anybody engaging with their phone call, and you can see them, and you probably have friends do it. Hopefully you don't do it because you're in sales, but they'll look down and they'll go, I don't know that number. And they let it go to voicemail to screen it. They're screening you, folks. They don't know your number. They're not in sales. If you're in sales, we have to answer every single phone call because it might be a sale. I mean, we have to answer every call, but they might not be in sales. So they're going to screen it. So you don't leave a voicemail that says something like, hi, this is Holly. Thanks so much for registering. I really look forward to seeing how I can help you. Call me back when it's convenient, 404-27. Don't ever leave a message that tells them to call you back. Ever again. Biggest mistake I see. You leave a message that says, hey, Henry, it's Holly. Sorry I missed you. I'm with RE/MAX, and I really look forward to connecting. I'll try you back tonight at 6. You're going to tell them when you're going to call them back. And then at 6 o'clock that night, you're going to call them back. You're going to say, hey, Henry, it's Holly again. Hey, sorry I missed you. I thought tonight might be better, but okay. You can text me back a good time to call or buzz me back. I'm available. Or you know what? I'll try you tomorrow at noon. Maybe that'll work. Really look forward to seeing how I can connect and help you. Bye. And then I put in my phone, call Henry tomorrow at noon. I'm telling you, by the second or third time that you leave a message that tells them you're going to call them back, they will answer. They will either answer, they'll call you back, or they'll text you and say, hey, I don't need help, or hey, thanks for being persistent, or hey, 12 isn't good, but 1 would be better, or hey, I'm at a meeting, can I call you at 8? You'll be shocked if you'll just be enthusiastic and listen to yourself. If you're like, hello, Henry, this is Holly, and I will call you back at... How are you coming across on the phone? Are you upbeat? Are you friendly? Are you excited? Are you enthusiastic? Hey, Henry, it's Holly. I'm with Remax. I'm so excited to connect and see how I can help you. Thanks for hopping on the Remax.com site. Hey, I'm sorry I missed you right now. I'm going to try you back tonight at 6. I really look forward to seeing how I can help. Bye. I'd be like, damn, that person's pretty... Hey, they sound like they're nice. I mean, I'll listen to some voicemails. I'll call some agents, and sometimes agents' voicemails don't even say that they're an agent. Oh my God, nothing drives me more crazy than to call an agent and it says, you've reached the voicemail number of 6, and it has the number. It doesn't even have the agent's name, or that they're with Remax, or that they're with Solids, or whatever company. Big pet peeve. Oh my gosh, that is a huge pet peeve. Does all your stuff reflect that you're into what you do? Do you love what you do? Do you come across like you love what you do? I'm telling you, you can't give up. You've got to stay connected with these people. Please, after today, it's a lot to cover. I could go on for another 35 hours. Come into technology. Remember the do not call? We don't care about that anymore, do we? Technology training on demand. Scroll down. Please watch Working the System. Working the System. Rewatch what we just did. But Working the System, and they've logged on, now what? I don't know why it's not up here yet. If you want, they logged on, now what? Please email me and I'll send you the direct link. hollyfogle@remax.net. That's the 10 steps, folks. It is not rocket science. You just work that lead. If there's a phone number, call it. If the number's wrong, delete it. Delete out any wrong phone numbers so that you know if there's no phone number there that you have to try to get them to respond. So you have to ask them for their phone number and everything. Go to activity. What did they look at? Where did they come from? They probably weren't on your site. They were probably coming from Remax.com or Remax Louisiana, your regional site. Maybe you're driving traffic directly from your website. Even better. That's still fine. You want, if Save Search says 0, it needs to say a 1. Go to View My Property Finder. Put them on a search based off of the city and the list price. Turn the notices on so that you're notified every time they log on. Put yourself a note. Send them a quick email. Hey, didn't see a phone number. You can't help anybody until you talk to them. So stop trying to provide all this information before you get on the phone with them. You can just be that blunt. Hey, I really want to tell you some great things about the market. Whether you're buying or selling doesn't matter. What's a good number and time to chat? Until you get them on the phone, you can't work your magic. You'll never convert somebody just through the internet. This keeps a history of everything you send. So if you're working the system 4 times a week for 1 hour, which is what I recommend, you can come back in and say, okay, what did I send to Henry last time? Okay, that didn't work. He didn't respond. Ooh, this little tricky Henry. Let me try something different. Then try something different. The sample scripts are up there. Work with those scripts. Tailor them. Make them shorter. Make more of them. Sit down and have a brainstorming session to put all your thoughts onto paper. Go ahead and send them a little message and upload a document. So many different things that you can do. Now, somebody asked, how many leads should I be getting? Well, that depends. Remember, leads come based on 1, your listings, and 2, based on what zip codes you've selected. So if you come in here, Nancy has 6 of the same zip code. So she's limiting the area which she's going to receive a lead from, but she's weighted 6 times heavier than anybody else. Click on the market area zip code report. This will tell you how many leads are coming in. She picked this zip code. Well, 143 leads are coming in, and 124 agents have selected that zip code. So you're going to get one lead per rotation. I want to go where the opportunity is big. So I'm going to put in 70821 because 7 agents are enjoying 56 leads right now. That's 8 leads per person. I don't care if I don't like that zip code. That doesn't mean that's where they're going to live. That just means where they decided to register on a particular house that looked good that happened to be in that zip code. Now, I'm not going to get into lead flow. But your leads, you should be engaging with the system. Come in here, check out those zip codes. Lead flow in all of Mid-States and Dixie's regions, from everything I have seen, has been anywhere from, 2 to 15 a month. So if you're getting less than that, check your zip codes, check your settings, make sure you're engaging with Leadstreet. I don't know, unless you're just in a really small area. If you don't have a lot of leads, then you need to be doing some of the SEO pages. Go to the homepage, take that SEO webinar, learn how to build up your website to go ahead and get even more leads. So let's open it up. We're out of time for questions. Are there any questions? Again, you can send me an email if you need that link for the they logged on now what. Questions, comments as we wrap up. Everybody's a master at the 10 steps, and you're not giving up before contact 3 to 5, correct? So would like to know about recommend naming groups. So groups are created so that you can send out emails to groups of people at a time. That's pretty much the benefit of putting people in groups, so that you can either print labels to a group or send an email to a specific group. So the groups I like are leads with no phone number, because I can pull up all the leads at one time that don't have a phone number, and I can send them all one email at once. I can say, hey, thanks for registering. One time you were on the Remax site and I never did see a phone number. So as time goes on, you can, keep those people in that group. You may also want to group people by a neighborhood that they live in. You may want to group people as a seller, as a buyer, as somebody that gets Christmas card lists. So any way you would group people in a regular CRM, you still want to group here, because you can either communicate with them all at one way, at one time, through a campaign, a custom campaign, or through an email. Or if you were going to do a mass mailing, you can print labels to a particular group. So it's really for you to sort and qualify and send communications to. Some people are like, I don't care. I'm sending everybody everything. Or I just want to know if it was an internet lead. You can group it as an internet lead. So that kind of just depends on where you're, where you're kind of going through in your business and what part of your business you're at. Some people like to just be able to track where the lead came from. So it just depends kind of on your mindset for your business. Other questions? So I either did a really good job at explaining the 10 steps, and y'all are masters already, or people are like, I have no idea what just happened and I'm out of here. So handouts. So the handouts should be, I'm not sure how they look on your screen, but I uploaded 5 different handouts. 10 steps to successfully converting the 12 contacts picture. I recommend that you print that picture and put it above your computer so you don't give up too quick. How to set up the home finder, which is a saved search, sample scripts for converting, and then a goal card that you can use. So if somebody can get to those handouts, can you let me know? Let's see, where are they? I'm showing them. I'm trying to figure out how. Can anybody see on your, and I apologize,